Chris Cawston spells out the need for dealers to build customer relationships, make the sales process more efficient, and branding of the manufacturer.
One of the things that's changing is an increased understanding of the importance of that ownership experience in the whole marketing process, and an increased presence for digital in that ownership experience. So many years ago, the ownership experience was totally centered around visiting the dealership, either for the purchase process or for the service visits that followed down the line. A lot of the relationship building and relationship maintenance today takes place online. People do their vehicle research online, they inquire about vehicles and about dealerships and about brands online before they ever visit a dealership in many cases. And during their ownership life cycle, a lot of the interaction that happens with the dealer and with the OEM happens online. It's a virtual relationship. So ignoring how that relationship is conducted is really to the peril of the dealers and the OEM and ultimately the brands. If you put more focus on that, you are really doing two things. You are being more efficient because it is a very cost-effective way to maintain a relationship with a prospect and with a customer, and it's really meeting the needs of those prospects and customers because it's the way they want to interact with dealers and OEMs these days. Not everybody has the time to visit dealerships every time they want to get anything done, so capitalizing on the opportunity to do it remotely is good for the consumer and good for the brand, the dealer, and the OEM. There is more than enough data available across the retail channel. The problem historically has been that it's totally fragmented. Some of it lives in the OEM systems, some of it lives in the dealer system where the purchase was made, some of it lives in the dealer system where service has been done. So it's totally fragmented. It's not a matter of collecting more data, it's a matter of getting your arms around all the data that exists, consolidating it, cleaning it so that you're getting rid of the duplicates and correcting for things like address, and getting a single view, a single point of truth of who that person is. And once you've done that, yes, there's more than enough data to recognize people who are in market and people who are in their ownership life cycle, so that in both cases you can communicate with them and interact with them in ways that contribute to that experience in a positive way for that prospect or that consumer. I think it's an opportunity for improving lead handling, though. Lead handling has been poorly handled over the years. So lots of leads get generated, pushed over to the retail channel, and then handled poorly. And the result from the consumer's experience is a bad interaction with that brand, with that dealer, with that OEM. So the opportunity really is to improve that experience, not to replace lead generation. We're totally focused really on retail channels in general as opposed to individual dealers. Individual dealers are of course a critical component of that whole channel, but we try and focus on how does that whole channel perform and how can we improve the performance of that whole channel, because that's what ultimately increases the value of the brand, which in the end benefits both the dealers and the OEM. A stronger brand image is of course good for the retailers servicing that brand and the OEM distributing that brand. So we're really focused on the enterprise approach, and the really good news out of what we've been doing, I think I made a comment yesterday when I was speaking that I get to make these comments from the lofty peak of hindsight at this stage. We've been doing it for a few years now. We have a lot of empirical data about the effects of what we've been doing, and the good news is that done right, you can affect very meaningful change in the areas of new customer acquisition, so sales, and retention, and customer satisfaction by doing these things right. Social media gets more press than any other technology right now or any other trend right now, but in terms of what's actually having dollars spent on it and being focused on from a resource allocation point of view in the channel, I think what we've been talking about is what's the hottest trend out there right now. People are recognizing that doing this well is a very meaningful contributor to improving sales and retention in the retail channel. So it's getting a lot of attention. It's not that it wasn't recognized in the past, but I would say that it wasn't possible to implement in a cost-effective, timely manner in the past, and now it is. Now there are solutions, like the solutions we offer, frankly, that are capable of helping entire retail channels get their arms around that data, understand that data, do all the things that you want to do with that data, condition it, put it through hygiene, make it, segment it so it's usable, and drive much better interactions with prospects and customers out of that data. And that's becoming, I would say, the area of focus right now in the retail channel improvement area.